Hello there. This is August the 15th, the middle of the month. Welcome to this edition of the closing argument. I am Jerome Gayman. I will be your host. We have a lot to discuss, and then we are going to do what we call the week in review. After that, remember your person of the week or your organization of the week, or the political play of the week. We are going to be taking your nominations. We are going to be discussing those that were nominated as either politician of the week, player of the week, political player of the week. We're going to discuss those. Hopefully your weather is treating you well. Obviously, the weather here is nice and cool. If you are not in the Miami area, I would say you are missing out on something nice. What do you think? Tell me the weather where you are. Put it in the comment section. Fix Electronics. Tell me where you are calling in from, where you're tuning in from, and what the weather's like in your neck of the woods. In my neck of the woods, it's 90 degrees, partly cloudy. Beautiful. The wind is blowing. Humidity is very low. So I'm looking at the ocean here. The water is green, turquoise green. The color is beautiful. Well, today is the beginning of the English Premier League. And the reigning champions, Liverpool, almost lost, but they came back and won. It was 2-2 with 2 minutes left in the game. Came back and scored 2 additional goals, and they defeated Bournemouth 4-2. Mo Salah scored also. Liberia is on my mind and should be. Trending issues in Liberia on the front pages of the papers. All the papers are carrying the front pages of the papers are carrying this breaking news. The Liberia Supreme Court rules basically in favor of the CDC. Supreme Court ruling paved way for the $4.2 million CDC headquarters demand. Now they're going to court. For a minute, they were dancing and writing the obituary of the CDC. You need to recalibrate. These guys know how to fight. This is the grassroots party. There's no street fight. You want a street fight? You don't want to pick a fight with these guys, it looks like. It says Monrovia, Friday, August 15, the ruling from the Supreme Court has settled a long-running legal battle over the ownership of the 4.23 acres of land housing the headquarters of the Congress for Democratic Change, CDC, declaring that the property belongs to the late Martha Stubblefield Bernard and paving the way for the estate's demand that the CDC pay $4.2 million cash if it wants to remain on the premises. The High Court's decision delivered by Associate Justice James Ethel Howard Wollacott dismissed the CDC's argument that it retained a contractual right to purchase the property under the price and conditions it had previously negotiated before an internal dispute arose among the members of the Bernard family. In its ruling, though, the court found that while Archibald Bernard's mother held rights to certain other properties, the right to purchase the CDC headquarters land rested with his widow, at the time of death. Martha Stubberfield Bernard, who later completed the purchase, the verdict placed the property under the control of the interstate estate of Mrs. Bernard, represented by its administrator, Ibrahim Vani Dempster. Before the judgment, the estate's legal representative J. Johnny Momo and Associates wrote to the CDC acting national chairman, Mr. Cowell, on August the 8th, 2024, formally stating the purchase price and conditions. The letter confirmed the estate was granting the CDC first right of refusal in recognition of its current occupancy of the property, but stressed that the asking price of $4.2 million payable in cash. The firm also disclosed that there are two other interested buyers, both church institutions, one of which already has signed agreement to acquire the land for $2.5 million should the CDC decline the offer. Crucially, the legal team requested that the CDC vacate the premises while negotiations are ongoing, citing the Supreme Court ruling that allowed the property's eviction if the sale is not concluded. That's partially from the front page of Front Page Africa. Now let's look at what the investigators are saying here. The Liberian investigator says here on their front page, legislative boycotts. The legislature boycott Chief Justice Yuo's retirement. Justice Minister sends proxy. That's the Liberian investigator on the front page of Front Page Africa. This is dueling topics, two different outlooks of the saga at the Supreme Court. Front Page Africa says political payback in question mark. President Waka top official boycott Chief Justice's farewell. And it says here, the official retirement of Chief Justice Yuo on Monday was overshadowed by the conspicuous absence of senior government officials from the executive and legislative branches, sparking speculation of a silent protest and possible political payback. That's the take of Front Page Africa. Let me go to the Daily Observers here. The Liberian Daily Observer captured, how did a candidate get 0 votes where she voted? This is referencing election that was just held in Nima County. It says here, 2 candidates who were reportedly defeated in the recent Nima County District 5 representative by-elections are considering legal action to challenge the results, citing allegations of vote manipulation, fraud, and other issues. How is it possible for a candidate to vote in his or her own district or precinct and get 0 votes? On the positive side here, from the Liberian Observer, it said the Indian envoy to Liberia hails growing ties between Liberia and India. The Liberian investigator also captured the electoral brouhaha in Nimba. It said Balie Wongbe demand recount in Nimba by elections. The editorial says here, 2 candidates in the recently concluded Nimba County District 5 representative by-elections are challenging the official result, alleging irregularities in the votes. And finally here, the Liberian investigator again, transport stars seek U.S. sanction over the LMTI deals. The members of the protesting organizations or members of Transport Authority are sick and tired with what's going on in the country, and they are now calling on the international community, beginning with the U.S. Embassy. And the reads, aggrieved employees of Liberia Ministry of Transport held a peaceful protest in Monrovia on Thursday, demanding that the United States government impose targeted sanctions on several high-ranking Liberian officials over the alleged involvement in the controversial Liberian traffic management concession. The protesters petitioned the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia through the U.S. State Department's Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor to investigate and sanction Inspector General of Police Gregory O.W. Coleman, Justice Minister Councilor Oswald Pewee, Montserrat County Senator Sir Joseph, Grand Julia County Senator Zoe Emmanuel Peno, and Montserrat County District 17 Representative Bernard Benson Blue. These are the trending news on the front pages of the newspapers in Liberia. Now, let me go to our newsroom. We got two newsrooms now. We have Truth FM 96.1, represented by Myean Tobin, and then Care Radio 95.9 FM, represented by Samson Masere. Let me begin with Truth FM. Myean, how is Monrovia and what's brewing in the newsroom?
Okay, so Mr. Gayman, I'd just like to say thank you for coming on tonight. And for my end here in Painesville, everything is doing good. The weather condition is okay from this morning, where we have good weather conditions, sun shine from our end in Painesville and other parts of Mortuary County, where we experience good weather today. And we were out in the field gathering news from one place to another. So we had a lot of things going on from yesterday up to today. So I just want to just pass through for something welcome. Let something just give it into. Then we just flow with our headlines.
Samson, you are also on the other side of the town, Care Radio. Tell us what's going on the ground with you, Mr. Masere.
So, Mr. Gayman, thank you. Hope you are doing good from your end. So today was a very busy day for me, especially at the mansion with my assignment. Our calling the president today. Today, the president commissions in 15 new officials that include the current chief justice, uh, Yami Gwese, along with Patrick Honard, Clarence Massacre from LTA, along with former Senator and Ambassador John Badud, who is currently representing Liberia at the Nigeria, Benin, and permanent representative to ECOWAS. Also today, former Chief Justice Siane Yo paid farewell to the justice system. She was retired finally today by her colleagues, and a grand ceremony was held. And what we saw was few people boycotting the legislature and the executive did not attend that ceremony today. And also, President Boakat also just passed not too long. President Joseph Yuma Boakat just passed into law, another act. So let me go there. That I want to. Okay, I'm there. All right. So President Boakat signed the Liberia National Tourism Act and appoint board members. So just so you know, the Liberia National Tourism Act, it was a bill proposed by District number 17, Representative DJ Blue, Bernard Benson Blue. He did that bill and submitted it to the House of Representatives. During the entire House impasse, that bill was passed and forwarded to the Senate for approval. The Senate gave their approval. So finally, the president just signed the Liberia National Tourism Act and he appointed board member to it. So That's the developing story so far in the country.
Thank you. Myean.
Yeah. So let me just run over mine from my end here. So like Sansin said, we have already gone through a lot. So I just want to say, we are getting information today where we are getting information, doing some investigation. The Doe family, they are having some local head where I wrote a story about it today and I published it, where the Doe family they robbed a deeper over clean of some property from their late father, the late Samuel Kando. So the other sister from the other side, Mami Do, she wrote a communication to the president asking for a specific tag on behalf of their family. And then today we saw, after a few minutes, we saw from the Zopiano side or the other side, we saw they coming out with another statement that the Samuel Kando Foundation needs what she's requesting for. So they are back and forth with this same issue. So it's one of the topic we have tonight because we've been seeing this since this evening events all over the media today. So I also like to talk about the new project that is in Nima County where the superintendent Manakou Myean is undertaking, and she was invited for a program. I think over the weekend or during the week, she was invited for a program, and she spoke to the church. She spoke to religious leaders, according them how to be able to take the lead in building the nation, to be able to do a nation building. They will be able to develop the country, not just to say we are churches or we are pastor, we are Christian, and then you cannot be able to develop your country. You cannot be able to show the example out there. So she's calling on religious leader Christians to come out to be able to develop their country, to be able to develop their area. And also today from WAEC announced results for the senior high, the junior high, and that of elementary, which is the ninth grade, seventh grade. I mean that's third grade and then 12th grade, where out of the entire results, the female candidate they top the entire result today, according to the result that were given by the WAEC board, that Boto. And also we saw something that sparked up from that report that they came out today. We have 1,948 candidates that were hold, that result were withhold for various issues, including academic flaw and other issues. So we are also going to discuss about it because none of the, according to him, some instructors were caught in the act writing exam for their students. Some of them were there acting like they were students while they were answering the questions given it to the students in the process, and they found some of the students with cell phones in the hall, while others were there doing some illegal things. So many things in explained today. So we are also going to discuss about it. And also they seem back and forth about this CDC party headquarters, where the court overturned the ruling in this estate, the Bernard estate, where we keep talking about over the past week, and then we are still talking about it. And if you don't mind, we'll be talking about this same issue even next week, and then we end the week with it because this issue is the hard kick within Liberia right now. So, Mr. Gayman, I just want to stop there, and then we can go ahead. And also, just something I want to pass through. Like Sansin said, we have members from the executive and that of the legislature. They boycotted the chief justice turning over, where it sparked serious concern. Other from the other side were saying is like they were paying debt because during the president's State of the Nation address, the Supreme Court were not represented. So that's the same debt the executive and that of the House of Legislature or the legislature wants to pay. So as a result of that, we have a lot of comments, a lot of reaction from Liberians. So maybe tonight we will talk about it to get the view of Liberians because after so many years turning over, we cannot see the president or any members from the executive to be there, to be able to represent the president, or even the president today to be there and be able to show face. I think it was something like Liberians had their own view on it. So we're also going to discuss about it.
Great. Let me say hi to Dr. Howard Jones from Chicago. She said the weather is in the 80s and sunny. That's great. That's the windy city of Chicago. Joining us from Omega Tower is Ivan Pay. Thank you for Omega Planting Field. Okay, that's a new one. Mr. Fix Electronics, I don't know where you're tuning in from, but let us know where you're tuning in from. Let me say a shout out to you guys. Let me also return to the Variety News. On the front page of the Variety News, it says modern slavery at the University of Liberia. A University of Liberia faculty members decry over 7 months of unpaid salaries. How is this possible? 7 months. You go to work and you don't get paid. They cry modern slavery at the University of Liberia. CPJ raises alarm as 2 journalists are arrested. Most of the time, if I don't go into details into the headline, that means I do not have the article with me. But usually, I get the articles, they are printed, they are verified. Maybe I need to subscribe to the Variety News. But this is just headlines. And it says U.S. 425,000 yellow machine scanner somewhere. So we're going to discuss these. We're going to discuss in details while we have actual articles. We can actually quote the author and the newspapers. These people are journalists. They are paid to write. So when we cite the newspapers, we also cite the author of the story. Like the CDC story in Front Page Africa is being authored by Willie T. Topoh. Topoh is the author of the story. Political payback. President Waka, top official boycott the farewell ceremony of the outgoing Chief Justice. That's also written by Willie M. Topoh. In the Liberian investigator, we got Gama Lomo. He's the author of the story, Legislature Boycotts the Chief Justice. Then the Liberian Observers, they write about how is it possible for a candidate to vote in her own precinct and she gets 0 votes. 0 votes. And this story is being written by Ishmael F. Menkor. How is it possible for a candidate to vote in her own district and she didn't vote for herself? Liberian politics. Liberian politics. Transport Star 6 U.S. sanction. That story is written by Pius Tuet. And he also works for the Liberian investigators. So these headlines have been verified. They have been checked. So we can quote our sources. This is in the public. So if you don't subscribe to either one of these newspapers, we have done it for you and we'll read them and you can check them out. So young folks, let's look at the atmosphere on the ground. Yesterday, there was a breaking news when the deputy DEA director said there were drugs everywhere in Liberia, including the executive, from the executive judiciary. That Liberia, the drug is so widespread that it's a big money-making thing, and everybody is making money from it. Last night, we had a discussion. I said, hopefully, he keeps his job. What's going on is this man still employed with the LDEA, because that was fiery yesterday. It wasn't done back door. It was done at the Ministry of Information. Masare, your take on the deputy DEA yesterday director when he says drug has permeated our Liberian society, not only the society, but the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Masore? Okay, let me go.
Is it off in the orange? Nah, off.
Okay, let me go to Myean. Myean? That was a firebrand yesterday. Most people are worried about the.
You are calling my attention, Mr. Gayman?
Yes, obviously you weren't paying attention, but let me go to Myean. Myean.
Yes.
Most people who follow Liberian politics are afraid that this man who made this major news break, he may be ostracized, he may lose his job for coming out at a major news conference and accusing the entire Liberian government of peddling drugs. Is he still on the job? What are you guys hearing about him? We got to keep our eyes on him.
So, Mr. Gayman, in that, I would say this because in Liberia we see these things to be common because, like say for instance, you as a drugs expert, you're looking at certain things going on within your country, and then you are within that position, but you are serving the government. Like say for instance, you are serving the government, something going on wrong. Each time you try to like inform the people about it, no decision is about and no one taking decision on it. And then I think it's necessary that you be able to come outside, inform the public about it, so that the people can be able to know. Because if you keep talking it within and then no result, and we outside there we blaming the people within. We say, yeah, the LDA, they are not doing it, they are not doing anything, and then we are not within. We don't know what is going on within, even though we blame them sometimes for some of their things they do there that we don't know. But we have to look at it like this, because if he coming outside to speak, it means there's something within that I've been in there for a very long time, that's he been talking about it, or that they have been talking about it, no result, no response. That's why prompted his decision to come outside, to be able to voice it out to the Liberian people, to be able to voice it out to the media, so people can know what's happening. Because you cannot just come outside to just see your security person to just come outside and just give out information. It's very, very hard. So to see him coming outside, I think something else wrong somewhere that we have to do a thorough investigation on. Because to just see, most especially LDA personnel coming out to give such an information, most especially you are not a spokesperson of the LDA to come and give that statement. So I think I see it to be something else is going wrong within. We should not overlook it. That's the same way it started with Fadiga and that of AB Kromah. That's how it started. So there will be something within that is not okay there. So he cannot find a way out. That's why he tried to pass through the other way, to see that Liberian people attention can be able to get attracted to it, that they be able to know what's exactly happening within. So I'd just like to stop there, and then this something will come in.
Samson, is this a gentleman who is trying to do his work, but everywhere he goes, maybe he runs into roadblock, and he finally decided to come to the public and make his case?
So for me, Mr. Gayman, I don't believe that he was wrong for speaking out. So we are currently in a country where you don't doubt anyone's capability anymore. I think the Fadiga brother raised an allegation on common LDA boss AP Kromah, and there have been other speculations on other top government officials. But I saw a post from Senator Abraham Dawes stating that immediately after the Senate return, they will in fact the deputy LDA boss for proper explanation, so that he can identify those public officials he said have their hands in the cookie jar as it relates to drugs trafficking. But I think there was some little administrative missteps in the manner in which he came up with it. Some of these information sometimes I don't think it's good for the public hearing. What you normally do is engage your boss, and then your boss and you can have a tete-a-tete, depending if you have a quarter working relationship with your boss. Or if you don't, and you just jump up and put the credibility of the institution on the line, that's not a good singular. But I think he's trying to be a little bit brave by, by accusing public officials. If actually what he's saying is shooting, that's not a good sign for our government, and that's not a good sign for our country. That public officials will be holding key positions for involved into drug trafficking. That's not a good sign. And let me say kudos to the people of Seatown Community Fourth Street. They took a very good step 2 days ago by raiding all ghettos in their community. And as I learned, as their intel, the people of Seatown community will also be having a mass meeting to Charlatan, where they will be concluding to get rid of ghettos in Cinco, to clean Cinco of drugs free. But I think the deputy LTE boss was a little bit brave, but he spoke not in a capacity as LTE boss. For me, I don't think that was a right timing for him to come publicly to have a press conference and attack public officials. That was not a good thing for him. And if Senator didn't actually meant what he said, I think that there should be a better understanding on who are those public officials, so he can call their name in public like he did during the press conference by accusing them. If he's so brave enough, let him call their name in public so the people can know who actually involved into the drug trafficking.
Myean, isn't this what we are talking about? This is a man who is trying to do the right thing. And instead of the DEA or the government going and actually doing an thorough investigation to find out what's happening, now the Senate is going to call him to come knowing that the man has his sources, you know who they are, knowing that this man may not be able to name people. Now he's being forced to either say something or they're holding him in contempt and put him in jail. Isn't this what we are talking about? This is how you suppress information, you intimidate and bully other people who want to come forward.
Yeah, Mr. Gayman, that's the same thing we are saying, because there are so many government institutions or so many agency ministry that we have illegal things going on there, corruption that people knows about it. But if you take the bold step to come and inform the public, inform the Liberian people about it, just know that two things involved: either you die or you risk your life. Just imagine, because if they don't kill you, they might do something to you that you escape from them. Because if you come out to express yourself after you have already done it, if it is true, they go after them, they arrest them, and then they are found guilty. Maybe probably they'll have one or two intake, and then after sitting down, when they are released, just imagine when they are released, yourself, you might see yourself somewhere tomorrow, because either they harm you or they just take away your life. Because we saw during the Georgia regime, where we saw some of the auditors die in this country for nothing. So if we see this man coming out, we think it's necessary that he come out to speak. We are not saying anything. It's necessary that he come out to speak. But the issue is this: whether he is protected, that's one thing. Whether he have people back him up, because if he has some government officials who are not in favor of what he's saying, it will be a serious threat against him. It will be a serious harm against him, because they are the same people. We cannot see foreigner coming from different countries. They enter in our country and just bring drugs, carry directly to certain individuals to be able to sell the drugs or to be able to distribute that drugs. These are the same lawmakers. These are the same government officials that are doing the same thing, because we allow them to pass through our very borders, our very port, and then we cannot be able to search that vehicle or that bag. So they can use that means to be able to transport drugs and bring it into our country. I said, I think yesterday, where during the past regime, according to former warlord Bodneke, in fact, that's Meton Blai, stated in the interview that I had with him that during the Weah administration, they were using Liberia as a transfer point to be able to transport drugs within our country and be able to carry in another country. So during the Weah regime, if you can recall, there was a huge quantity of drugs arrested, and according to him, that drugs are arrested, Liberia had 10% of it. So that 10%, they had, I think, one point some more million from that drugs that was arrested. So with that, each drugs that is being arrested within our country, Liberia have 10% out of it. If it is being transported within in another country, let's say for instance, you bring a drugs from Africa, and then you bring it into Liberia to transport it to maybe Morocco or France. If that business having to be successful, Liberia, the people from Liberia, they have a huge percentage from it. So he accusing the past regime, the George Weah regime, that they were running the government on transporting drugs. They were running the government on drugs, because we had a lot of government officials where he alleged that the former mayor Jefferson Koji and that of the former protocol chief of protocol Noah Finabono, he alleged that there were men that he could not call their names, but he just named a few. That's two that he said they were part of transporting drugs within our country, and he even gave a reference to drugs that were arrested at the airport, and then her name was mentioned that she's the one in charge of that drug. So I don't think is ordinary people who are transporting drugs from out of the country to bring it within our country. These are the same lawmakers, these are the same government officials who are bringing the jobs. And just look at it, Mr. Gayman. These same lawmakers, they can be able to, when LDA pull up vacancy or somewhere in LDA or any of the security sector that you know that they can be able to protect their very businesses or their client, they'll be able to take their own family member, take their people who they know, put them there, tell them this place here you getting, even though the government will be paying you, but me, you own my personal salary, I'll be paying you. Whenever the business come in, make sure that the business be able to go into the country, make sure that business is secure and they arrive on the scene. So if they be able to arrive, I mean, when the business arrive on the scene, the client that is coming for that business, if that client is successful, you the security or you the LDA officer that made that business be successful, you getting a cut from it. So sometimes when you see some of them coming out to say these things, it means something within that been happening, that they can no longer be able to control or can be able to keep going. So as a result of that, they can come out to be able to voice it out, because if you keep doing these things and people are not informed about it, and then another government come again, they see people again going doing the same thing. So I think it's the same people to another. We cannot say this government. We don't have any government officials that are doing it. No, we cannot say it. Even though the past regime where there have been so many allegations about some government officials transporting drugs to Liberia. Some of them, there have been so many allegations that they are the mastermind of behind drugs within our country. So I don't think it's necessary, because we cannot see our brothers, our sisters to be on the street. They are spawning, and then we keep bringing drugs within our country, keep bringing drugs, and then our local people or the common people are suffering. And then if you put your clothes on the sun, or you put your shirt or trouser on the sun, you just sit there until it dry before you take it off. But if you leave it there, you might likely lose it, or someone will take it off. So this country is getting all of him, because now we see so many boys, so many girls, they are on the street smoking drugs. If you go into the various ghettos to interview them, they will be able to call the people who are transporting these drugs. Because within a ghetto, when you look at this other ghetto, like I had a place around my area where they had a church there before, but the DEA people, they use that owner of that land to be able to take the people from out of that place. So when the people left from the place, the church people was there, and later on we saw the landowner came back again to say that the church should be moved from the place. For why exactly, no one knows. And then when the church moved from there, we saw a group of boys came there. Yes, all of them they came there. They were smoking. Even up to now, present, they can be there smoking, and they have people that can be able to stop there. Some people sometimes if you pass near the fence, you see some cars will be parking near the fence. You don't know who's the owner of that car. You just see a car will be parking there, and you cannot enter into that fence. Because if you enter there, you might likely lose something, or they hide you. Because these are the same people that will be able to go in there. They can pick among them one person, maybe the faster, or they take the general from there and say, "Oh, general, please be selling my market." And then whenever like DA wants to come around, they inform the general, "Oh, so people coming around, secure the whole area and do this, do that." So the DA officer are the same people giving the poor information. So we see this to be the same thing from one region to another, from one region to another, Mr. Given.
Well, what you were talking about here on the 7th, August the 7th, you did a telephone call and people were calling in, and I still have the notes. Uh, One of the callers said, law diplomacy. He says the people from the government with their diplomatic license plates, they are going in and out of the country. When they get to the border, nobody checks their car. They go in and out. One of the people that called in said the DEA called the drug dealers, some of them under their auspices, their wives called the drug dealer their clients. They tell each other, do not arrest this person because that person is my client. Another person called and said he knows somebody that is a drug dealer, and the drug dealer was arrested. And in less than an hour, the drug dealer was back on the street. When he asked the drug dealer, he says, they confiscated my drugs, my money, and they let me go. And then another one called and said they pay protection fee to LDEA folks. And Martin Colley made it clear that we have 176 border points in Liberia. Only 46 is secure, 130 is wide open. So drug cartel goes in and out. So Myean, you are right. Mr. Masare, what Myean is talking about here, it was reflected in our call when he says here, one lady called and said she reported a drug dealer to the LDEA. To her surprise, the drug dealer called her and told her that the police told them that she was making the call. And she asked him, how you got my number? Obviously, he got the number from whoever is in the DEA or in the police department. So they are intimidating her. Mr. Masare, are you familiar with such a case in your neighborhood or in Monrovia?
So yes, I'm familiar with this just case, especially the one you're talking about. But I think mine were raising speaking of some serious allegation. I don't know whether you actually know what you were saying, but the issue of drugs in Liberia, I don't doubt that there are officials or stakeholders in this country who are involved with it, no doubt. But my own point here is, if actually these officials are involved into drug trafficking and NSC, along with top officials of the LDA, are aware of these people, why not bring them to book? Why keep it as Roman and gossip and just be throwing jabs in the air? So the fight against drugs should not be political, because when we try to make it political, it means we're not becoming with an open mind. Few days ago, we saw citizens marching, calling on the government of Liberia to enact into law just as a non-payable case. That's a good sign that this country want to say no to drugs and want a just free country. perfect. But immediately after that march, the government actually endorsed the march. Immediately after that march, the president had a meeting with the organizer of that march. And immediately after that meeting, there were actions taken. Now, the question is, did the LDA, deputy LDA boss, now listen to what President Boaka said? One. Two, if with his portfolio at that level, he will start calling former former protocol to former President Myean, Marafina Bono, and former city mayor Jefferson Kochi as drug trafficker, and involving them.
He didn't mention any names.
I think
No, sir, the person I'm talking about is Mason Bly.
Listen, you're mixing it up. The person he's talking about is Butt Naked. Well, Butt Naked that said that.
That's him.
So I think Butt Naked that made that remark.
I think Butt Naked himself need to be invited by the NSC.
So just be talking. I'll play that cue for you so you can be able to listen to it. Just be talking.
So I think Butt Naked himself need to be invited, Mr. Gayman, because when you start to mention people's names, it means you have evidence to prove it.
And that's the question I asked him. He said he have evidence. When he's called upon, he'll be able to give the evidence.
But Masare, this is a man who has been indicted by he's a war criminal. He is one of those who brought drug in the country that were drugging these people they call child soldiers. They told them that if they took the drugs, they will fight, they will be brave. Bullet can do nothing to them. This is the man accusing other folks. So I wouldn't take him for the grain of salt. But my concern is the deputy DEA. The deputy DEA is the highest you can get within that rank without going directly to the director himself. Because the deputy for administration is the guy who actually runs the show. So if he could come out and say these things, I think the president needs to take heed, because the president cannot run all the department by himself. That's why he appointed all of the capable men and women to run these departments. If one of his senior lieutenants is coming out and saying there are drug dealers within our ranks, I think the president should call the justice minister and say, listen, we need to get to the bottom of this. But like you said,
if you're ready, I can play the video.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir, man. Can you play the video?
Okay.
The CDC's administration, the government official in the CDC's government
were part of the drug cartel. What part of the drug cartel? Finabono, part of the drug cartel. The mayor, part of the drug cartel.
Mayor, yes. One mayor.
There was small way to tackle it. The past region,
you mean the CDC?
The CDC government. They knew the implications, but they never had means to get money from anywhere. People think money came in. No money came in CDC time. There's nowhere that CDC went and bring $500,000 as a donation
to the country.
The money CDC was surviving on was the tax that were being paid, number one. The second thing was the drugs that were coming in and going out. Every drug that entered this country, 10% goes to the corporate and 10% go to them when it goes out. So 20% receive. So that 100 million drugs that was arrested, they have already getting 10 million from it. If they have gone out successfully, they were going to get 10 more million. And that 100 million drugs is just one of the more than 500 parcels that pass through Liberia.
Mr. Bly, I'm concerned. Are you saying the CDC government was a transit of drug in Liberia?
Liberia was doing from early time. In fact, right after the war, Liberia started being a transit point for drugs. Up to now, Liberia is still a transit point. The drugs they caught to the airport in a few days, the drugs they caught 4 or 5 months ago, during the how they call Seleke Kromah time, and even when the new DA boss took over the cup of other drugs, those drugs are not common enough for local consumption. Those drugs were coming to be packaged to go out. Children do not have money for the type of drugs, that amount of drugs. The kush, okay, it comes here and then they take it. The powder to mix the kush, it comes there and then. But some of the cocaine, those Starling White and things that they were catching, it can be for, they can use it here. So it's still, Liberia is still, they are still, so even though it's cut down, because once, in fact, from the time they cut the 100 million drugs, it slowed down because eyes were on the country. From the time that 100 million drugs were cut,
You're right.
it slowed down to some extent, but it was still coming, and it's still coming. Just recently, a lady was caught with drugs. So I'm saying it got very worse during the CDC government.
I want to ask you a question. Are you saying that the CDC's administration, the government official in the CDC's government
were part of the drug cartel? What part of the drug cartel? Finabono, part of the drug cartel. The mayor, part of the drug cartel.
Mayor? What mayor are you talking about? There are a lot of mayors in the CDC government and in this government.
Oh man, the mayor, CDC mayor bar.
No, but you got to make mention of the mayor.
You know his name.
There were mayors. We had the mayor for Garguah. We had the mayor for
the mayor for Monrovia.
Whichever city coach.
That's the name you call him.
And you say he was a drug peddler.
He, Finabono, that's what we were supposed to know.
You don't have to prove it.
Well, I can prove it.
You can prove it.
Yes, he was the mayor. Finabono, there was drugs sent to her in the country and it was labeled on her name. The evidence are there.
Okay.
So, we are proofs.
So you may CDC use the government to peddle drug in the country and made the drug scenario.
During the campaign of CDC,
Okay.
during the election period,
In 2023.
the 2023 elections, seditions were sinking. They want push. Is it or hidden?
The video is there.
It's not hidden. It's not hidden. And none of them came out, all of the CDC hurricane, none of them came out to say,
To condemn.
what they said. We as a drug, anti-drug advocate, demanded the government to
take a position.
To take something, to say something against it. They refused. They came out, they told casket. We came out, we said they should condemn it. The president condemned talking of the casket. When the women said they wanted kush, we came up, we said condemn it. None of them condemned it.
So, Mr. Gayman, you hear from the house's mouth.
Yeah,
Wow.
Sassy, you believe it now?
No, but listen. First of all, when those of us who are into reading and content analysis, I won't even give this guy credibility or anything. He is a convicted felon. He's a murderer. He's a child molester. He's everything. This guy cannot stand in the court of law. He is not credible. This is a man who admitted that he killed babies. He opened women's stomach. This is a man who said they brought drug and they drug kids to convince them that they cannot be killed. So I wouldn't even give him. I was surprised that Variety News even gave him that kind of platform to say things that he said. The proof was that I think the reason is no organization will even give him the light of the day is just being seen with him on the same platform legitimizes who he is. This man is a murderer. He's convicted by the war crime court. He is not somebody that we should even be listening. He has no veracity. He has no credibility whatsoever. This is a man who is a killer of children. He who brought drugs to drug kids now is turning around and saying he's an anti-drug advocate. That's an insult to our intelligence. This man I won't even call his name here. And this is why you say, I think Masare said something. He said we shouldn't politicize this drug thing. But if you look at the owner of Variety News, Mr. Martin Collins, he was the progenitor of this fake story that President Weah was personally bringing kush into the country. It was Martin Collins that said CDC was living on drugs. It was Martin Collins that said that the CDC were killing people. Today, excuse me. Yes.
So wherever you're watching us live from, if you've been following the show, just keep sharing the show. We are coming to you live from Closing Argument. We are on Truth FM and also Kia Radio. So Mr. Gayman is back.
Yes. Today we were supposed to profile some young group of progressives from the Republic of Rwanda. They were coming here. I think they just had the elections. And it is a good thing to see young Liberians flying the Liberian flag abroad. We are building characters. We are educating our folks. And they are getting exposed. Exposure is even more important than sitting in the classroom. When you leave the shores of the Republic of Liberia and you go to another country where you stay and observe and go into the classroom and see, that's an exposure, that's educational, intellectual pollination. When you come back home, we expect you to be different. Apply what you learn. So these young folks, we want to talk to them briefly. What is it they are doing in Rwanda? How are they representing our country? And what do they intend to do when they graduate? Are they going to remain in Rwanda or are they coming back to Liberia? And when they come to Liberia, what do they expect? Are they in the back somewhere? Are they here?
No, none of them in the back here.
Okay. So I think, let me see if I can send them the link. But Mr. Kromah should be able to get a link. I don't think he's in our chat room. Let me copy and send to him. Yes, but our young folks, when they leave the Republic of Liberia and they go abroad, we expect that when they return, they will return as ambassadors of the Republic of Liberia. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you present yourself represents the flag of the Republic of Liberia. This is why I tell my kids, wherever you go, you are not representing yourself, you are representing your family name, your neighborhood, your church, and your republic. So when you go out, behave accordingly. Be a man or woman of good character. When you are speaking, we expect that you will make references. Don't just talk from the top of your head. An educated and intelligent person will always quote your sources. Make sure you have reliable sources that can be independently verified. Anything else is gossip. So for the next generations of Liberian leaders, in my school, we tell the kids from kindergarten that character counts. It's a curriculum. It's a subject that we teach from K through 12. Character counts. So when you are on our show or when you are in public, when you think nobody is watching, be careful how you carry yourselves, how you talk, how you treat women, how you treat your elderly, and people who are not as fortunate as you are. That's character. Being who you are when people are not watching. This is what we are talking about. So when these young folks from Rwanda come on, we want to know what is it they are studying, why they are studying, what they are studying.
I'm seeing two persons in the back, Sidiki and that of one NS.
Yes, bring them on, please. We want to know what is it that they have in mind. Look at it. Is Mr. Ennis MG Wallow? Is that Wallow?
Yes, it's Ernest MG Wallow.
Okay, Wallow. I think you need to adjust your light. We can't see you. Okay, let me welcome Mr. Seleke Kromah. Mr. Kromah, how you doing there?
Good, Mr. Gayman. Good evening.
I mean, since you won the vice president, you're just shining.
Something, what's up, brother? You mean that.
Sanzi, you are muted. Sanzi, you are muted.
What's up, Sidiki? Getting me?
Yeah, we can get you now.
Yeah, good, bro.
I said, Sidiki shining, saying he became president, vice president. I don't want to see when he became the president proper.
I'm in a school photo, Mr. Gayman. I'm been a very, very school photo while you were in Liberia doing the election.
When the man become president proper, you okay. Just wait. Right,
the man got me join CMC. The man got me join CMC.
We're gonna see.
The man is a member of CMC already. You know, he had a C, it was ANC. We just gonna change it.
Oh, Sidiki, that you?
No. I'm not a member of CMC, Mr. Gayman. Don't do that.
You didn't say you are. I didn't say you are. I said you're on your way. He on his way.
No. I'm not on my way.
Okay, Mr. Seleke, it looks like we're gonna have a problem, but introduce your crew and tell us what's going on.
So again, Mr. Gayman, thanks for the opportunity. So NS I think NS will be the one speaking because he's the communication on the inaugural committee. So I was just trying to facilitate so that they come on, and Clara is on. Maybe one of the team members will join him too while the show is ongoing. But I already informed them that it's going to be just a 30-minute conversation with you guys. So this is the inaugural committee we put together. Our inauguration will be on the 24th of this month.
First of all, Seleke, introduce yourself. What is it you're doing over there? And who this we? Introduce yourself for those who don't know you.
Okay, I'm Seleke Kromah, a prior Liberian. So I moved to Kigali in 2024.
Oh man, come on, tell me a little. Where were you born, man? You know when I'm born in Liberia, you were born somewhere, man. Be proud where you come from. Tell us where you were born, where you grew up, what school you went to.
I'm from Flompa, Nima County.
Okay, but I grew up what school did you go to, man? Tell us your school. Don't hide anything.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, I went to Calvary Chapel Mission High School, right around former president era around rehab. There where I graduated from high school, and after that I enrolled at the AME University on Camp Johnson Road. But of course, due to the challenges in Liberia, so I had an opportunity right after the election, to come here to pursue my studies. So I'm here studying international relations. So hopefully by next month I'll be starting my final year, which of course next year December I should be completing my bachelor's degree. So we were elected recently in the just in the Liberian community election in Rwanda for all Liberians that are here studying or working. And so we are planning our inauguration. So that's why we asked the closing agreement team to give us time so that our brother and friend Enes and his team can come and talk more about the inauguration. So thank you.
Okay. Hopefully your communication guy will be properly dressed to come on. Our platform here is it's a great platform. Hopefully talk to him. Hopefully he can wear a shirt. The other guys are in the studio, but it's all right. But
Let me
Mr.
communicate
Wolo.
with him. Yeah. I think he's in the bar. Let me communicate with him.
Okay.
Yeah. He will join shortly.
Great. Mr. Masare,
Yes, sir.
tell us a little bit about yourself. I want to know you to be Samson Masare. Who are you?
All right. So I'm Samson Mosired. I hail from Lofa County, Foya.
Okay.
Foya District, District number 5. I was born in Lokintown, the slum of Lokintown, where I grew up. I attended the Bethesda Christian School, where I started my primary education. I later enrolled at the Simafi United Methodist School, where I graduated, and later attended the AME University. And currently, my married life there too.
No. We don't want to go into your personal life. We just
All
want to
right.
know your professional life.
So I'm also the last born for my mom, and also the only boy child for my father.
Wow. The burden of being the only child and then the man. Hey,
Yes. But my
it's
dad is late though.
it's all right. Huh?
But my dad is late. He
Yeah,
passed.
but that makes it even rough because now the only man in the family now you got to take the mentor and run with it. You're the father now. But let me
Sure.
thank you very much. Those of you who have not known Mr. Masare, a brief bio of Mr. Masare. Young man hailed from Foya, went to school in Lokintown, doing very well. What are you studying, Master Sampson?
Public administration.
Public administration, but he loved journalism. You see, both of those things, they cross
So
over.
so we currently live in a country where you don't chase your dream. Your dream. So one thing is what you will learn is not what you will work along with. So most of us in Liberia are misplaced when it comes to our profession. You will go to school, get a degree in public administration, but then you will find yourself doing journalism, mass communication.
Mm-hmm.
That's a country we find ourselves in. You just have to work.
But you know, uh, uh, when you having a degree or education in public administration, it entails journalism, it entails
Yeah,
law.
sure.
So all you got to do now is go get your second degree in journalism, and it looks like you will do very well in journalism. You are a very good writer. You know your stuff. You're doing very well. Let me welcome our friend and honorable Ernest M.G. Wallow from Kigali, representing the great folks. Oh, Lord.
I think we lost our light. The light will be back anytime soon. Yes, we
Okay.
just lost light. Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Wallow, why we got you on audio? Talk a little bit about yourself. Where do you hail from and who are you?
Okay, so my name is Ernest M.G. Wolo. I hail from Riverside County, specifically from Yanin District, Boko Point. That's my hometown. I'm a Liberian. Both parents are Liberian. I'm married. This year make me 5 years in marriage, and I'm 30 years of age. Currently in Kigali, I'm studying law. I'm in my second year. Before transition to Kigali, I got my first degree in economics from the Legon College of Professional Studies, and also I served in different positions for NGOs, volunteer in different entities. My whole aim in life is just to make impact wherever I find myself. So part of that is what we're doing here in Rwanda, seeing how best we can organize a Liberian year, even though
I think he's having some internet issues.
Yeah. Well, We have, ladies and gentlemen, we got great young folks in Kigali flying our flag. Mr. Wallo there, a Bassa man from Riverside. You know the Bassa people, they learn law business. These people can't lead a law thing. Masare, all your Bassa people, we learn law business. Just the way you learn public administration, that way Bassa people learn law. All of them want to be lawyers.
I think it's because they lost for fat. I think it was because they lost their land for small fish, so they wanted to go and fight back for it. That's the reason you see all of them were Joe forces, including their late godfather Charles Bronski, who also where they lost. I think they want to fight back for their land. That's the reason you see the people.
Yeah,
not play away.
Yeah, I'm from Bassa myself, and my folks have also encouraged me at one point to go to law school. But all the Bassa people can be lawyer now. Who will be mechanic? Who will be driver? Who will be like we say plumber? We need everybody. Okay, everybody can be university graduate. This is why I supported the BWR program. I think they should build a TVET program in every county and make sure that the young folks, that we all don't go to universities and colleges, because we need to build a middle class. And the way you build a middle class is through TVET program. Do you have any families or friends that you know into, what do you know about the Liberian TVET program, Masare?
So I don't really have deep insight on it like that, but I don't really have a very deep insight on the Liberia TVET program because I'm not a real deep fan of it.
Well, you see, what we are talking about, like the gentleman was saying last week when they were on the show, that everybody that goes to school now, their hope is to work in government.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to create a middle class, and the only way that can happen is through the private sector.
Mm-hmm.
So if everybody goes to college and nobody goes to a TVET program, who become the carpenter, who become the masons, who become the plumbers, who become the electrician? If you want to build a house, who are the masons, who are the contract? If everybody wants to work in government, how does that work? This is why the TVET program is so important. I know yourself included, and if you talk to 10 of your classmates, they will tell you that they're hoping to, when they graduate, to get a job at one of the ministries.
So that's the kind of contract. I think one of the candidates to win the 2023 election were trying to build, but I think Liberians did not pick him. Mr. Cummins, his entire agenda was circled around private sector investment, where he spoke more about having a small government and a large private sector that will incorporate more Liberians. But unfortunately, Mr. Gayman, like I said, this is Liberia, where people find pleasure mode in having access to government job. We are also in a country that have a very bad labor practice that does not respect labor. We find ourselves in a country where people are not being paid based on their qualification. Like example, a young man will be qualified, has a master's degree, and because of due to political or relevant, another person will just rise from nowhere with a bachelor or even none and become a boss to a master's degree holder, and that person will be making almost $3,000-$5,000, while a person who own a master's degree will be carrying around $500. And the frustrating part is a master's degree holder will be calling probably a college dropout boss man. In civilized country, you don't find it. So I think with the TVET program having people more focused on trade learning, you will not have such bad labor practice in country where everybody want to work in government. But government have the highest pay in this country, unless other country where people see government job as retirement job. But in Liberia, people see government job as a breakthrough where you can easily have more money, more illegal cash though. So That's it. That's Liberia for all.
Mr. Seleke, talk to me about what you are studying. What is your goal? What is it that you intend to do with the degree that you are pursuing? You are muted.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gayman. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. So personally, for me, one of the strategies that I use, when I firstly moved here, because before coming here, I try to do some investigation. So a friend of mine, who also studied here, he actually reached out to me, he been encouraging me to come since I graduated from high school. But I was still making a decision. So when I actually made up my mind to come, I got in touch with him, and he was very, very straight up with me. He told me there is no job. If you come here, you need to be fully supported, and that's the only way you can make it. So I said, okay, no worries, I'll go. And so when I came, but this friend of mine, Mr. Gayman, this guy will be doing, contract, internship, from in the US while he's here studying. And I was like, but my man, you say no job. How are you doing this? He said, yes, it's competitive, and the school I'm going to, they got some influence too in pushing us to give us this. But at the end of the day, you will not just wake up and start doing those things, but you need to first of all develop the skills. And so I kind of asked him, how do I develop the skills? And so he recommended a tech institution here called ALX. And so that school is in partnership with the Mastercard Foundation. I don't know if you know the Mastercard Foundation, you know. So they're in direct partnership. So what you do, you apply, and then the Mastercard Foundation will ask you to write some essay why you want them, to because it kind of sponsors students to do the different certificate program in a very short period of time. But it actually help, students to do extra learning activity, also build you up skills wherein you can be a freelancer to be able to work remotely and just not earning so much, but at least to be able to pay your Wi-Fi bill at the end of the month, your electricity bill. Because this country, Mr. Gayman, and I see why the US and the rest of the other developing countries, they don't play with bill payment. This country, nobody gave excuse because I'm poor and I'm working, so I can pay electricity bill. No, you have to pay no matter what, and if you don't pay, you don't get the services. So this friend of mine, he introduced me to ALS. I did my application. I started with the AI career essential programs, which basically, taught me how to put my resume together, to polish my resume. Because at the time, this friend of mine has shared with me an opportunity to apply for in the US. I applied for it with a CV I brought from Liberia, Mr. Gayman. It was rejected right after submitting my application. They rejected it that same night. Usually when you submit, they give you 2 weeks to get back to you. But just because of the resume that I brought from Liberia, they rejected me that very moment. So when I started my ALX program, I was able to get access to template where I can put my resume together in a good format. I gain some skills wherein I get familiar with different AI tools. And I got access to Canvas where you do graphic design. You fix flyers, you create presentation slides, and all of that. You manage websites. So today, I can manage website. You can build your own website. You give it to me. You want to change your content on your website, I can do that for you. And all of that. So I learned all different skills there while at the same time doing my university study. So right after that program, you know, before I graduated from that program, just 6 weeks, Mr. Gayman, I was able to build my own website wherein my personal story is highlighted. Maybe I can share the link with you after the show. And in that website, you have my family heritage, my educational background, and my future aspiration in that website. And I also created something on Canvas called portfolio because some job you apply for, Mr. Gayman, they don't ask you to submit resume, they ask you to submit a portfolio. You
Mhm.
know, yeah. So I learned how to put my portfolio together through that. And then the next program, it even motivated me. So they had this other program which they were very direct. They said, when you do this program, it helps you directly to be earning something. It's the virtual assistant program. Because there are most people in the Western world, Mr. Gayman, there are some people, they are starting a startup company, they not get time to face flyer, they not get time to attend to the emails they are receiving. So they're looking for a virtual assistant or special assistant that can check that email for them to respond, that can plan a day, or plan a schedule, a weekly schedule, the meeting is supposed to go to. So they need VA, they need virtual assistant, for example. When the COVID came, the VA people were really making money around the world because people are not going to job. Most of the work were being done online. So I took advantage. That was 8 weeks program, Mr. Gayman, and I completed that course as well. So today I'm a freelancer. So what that means, but there is a team, Mr. Gayman, and this is where now I actually got to realize that a lot of people who come outside of Liberia and come to the Western world, they say they get degree in data, software engineering, economics, and but to compete, on a different job website to get, federal job, to get remote job and all of that, Mr. Gayman, is not a joke. You will send thousands of applications and you will get rejected, especially when you don't have experience. Because nobody want to give you something on a guest and they're going to pay you for it. So they want to make sure that you've done that work that they are going to hire you for. So now you don't have experience, but you only get a training. So how do you get somebody to trust you to give you contract? So this is where now that it becomes so difficult for me, but not giving up. I started reaching out, attending different events, and this step institution they will host event. They teach you about career path, how to learn job, and all of that. So we attend, and one of the speaker, the guy says sometimes if you don't have experience on your resume, it's good to send requests to people to be volunteer. Nobody reject a volunteer because they're not going to pay you. But when you be a volunteer, you offer service. For example, closing argument, I don't have a graphic designer. I come to closing argument and say I want to be a volunteer. You're not going to reject me.
No.
But being a volunteer here, I will create different design for you that you will like. At the end of the day, you will likely hire me.
That's
You see,
correct.
that's a good strategy. So I started looking at my contact list, sending people message. I've done this program, but so one of my ANC, over in the US, our brother is into tech. He is running a school in Liberia. It's called the Institute of Basic Technology. So he came here for a workshop in Kigali. They connected him and so I sent him that message. So I want to volunteer. If you get any task, I want you to give it to me and volunteer. He said, okay, I don't have anything right now, Seleke, but I have a school in Liberia. Our page went down. I want you to manage our page, to recycle our page and do this. So I started doing that, reposting, scheduling posts on a regular basis. You will do video and send it to me. I'll post it, create a caption for it. And before I joined Mr. Gayman, the volunteerism I was doing, the manager called me one morning and said, "Oh, man, you doing well. He sent me, he sent me something, So there was a volunteer service, but now, until somebody else that has shared that request to, they are currently running an organization in Maryland County in the southeast, and they are looking for a social media manager too as well. So like they connected me with the CEO. We had a conversation, and today, since December of 2024 to today, I've been doing that as my side hustle. But what I bring this out, to say is that, Mr. Gayman, I'm studying international relations in my university, which basically allows me to work in any non-governmental organization, work in embassy, or different institutions. But again, I can't sit and say I have to finish 3 years of studies, get into the job market again without experience, having an empty resume, and just getting it's going to be the same thing. So I started making my way, and today, you know, as I mentioned here a few weeks ago, I was able to apply for externship in the US. I got it 1 year, 8 weeks. I did it, gained some connection, eye opening where in the access to research a conservation problem in our home country. And my topic was focused in Nimba County, deforestation trend in Nimba County. This is what I researched. And then you will find the different causes, what is causing the deforestation, what are the problems, who are the who are affected by this and all of that, and you will put that together. You send it to the National Geographic Group in the U.S. And at the end of that program, they give students stamping, but the application is very competitive again. But because of the way the trainings that I did at ALX, I was able to navigate all those things. So for me, I'm still fighting through. At the end of the day, whenever I see the opportunity like internship, the volunteer services, I try to engage into it to kind of get experience. That at the end of the day, when I'm out of university, I can be able to get something. Because nowadays, Mr. Gayman, university degrees are good. And this is where a lot of people getting it wrong in Liberia. You can be a university graduate, you can get a degree, you get a master degree, but you don't have an experience, nobody will take you. But Liberia is not a case. It will be hard. People can take you, they know you, they want to give you opportunity to try. But if you don't have a experience, first of all, some of the job conditions they tell you, we need somebody with 2 years experience or 5 years experience. So if you don't have any experience at all, any service you've done before, you just go and say, I get a degree, I get a degree. Who's going to? Because people pay money. They got to be sure that this man can do this thing before they give it to you. So for me, I intend to work in different organizations, and the good thing about it in this country, before you do your thesis defense to get a bachelor's degree, we have a course here called internship. You have to go out, you seek internship in this country. That's a law in Rwanda.
Mhm.
You have to go out, you do an internship to an organization or embassy. But we from West Africa, we find it difficult because most West African countries don't have embassy here in Rwanda. So if Nigeria or Ghana, if they have embassy, I can just go there. So I'm from Liberia, and share some, relationship or things we share in common, and they can be encouraged to give me internship, but we don't. So what we do, we find it difficult. But at the end of the day, the school don't care. That's a law. You have to do an internship. So once you do that, that's an experience you create into the professions you graduating from here in Rwanda. So and then we can see the way forward. But for me personally, Mr. Gayman, it's not my wish to go back to Liberia because the kind of things are not promoted there. Siliki cannot go to Liberia and he compete with somebody on the basis of giving him link to do application and all of that. But they will want to look at me as somebody who's a Pokumis and somebody who come on the internet and criticize Joseph Barker every day. And this is what killing a lot of Liberians who have left the country to come out to seek knowledge. So for me, I know what an international relations student, or what are the different institutions and different fields we should work in. But that I'm not sure that there are job out there guarantee waiting for us. You got to fight your way through, and so
But let me ask you,
yeah.
one of my students, my former student, decided instead of going to the university or going to college, he decided to do a 2-year TVET course.
Mhm.
He went and became an apprentice in. He became actually he got his license and he became an electrician. So
Mhm.
I had issue in my office building here, and I called him, and he came. He spent I think 3 hours fixing the light. He left. He left a bill of $700, little over $700.
In the US.
Yes, he left an invoice.
He did a TVS.
Yes, he left an invoice. He's a certified electrician. He left me an invoice of $700.
Was that your first contract?
No, no, no. This kid is, I mean, he's bustling. Everybody calls him. He came, he did mine. He says, I got that day, he had 3 or 4 other ones he had to do and all that. So just imagine my former student. So
Wow.
I called him. I said, you better this. What? I said, be honest with me. What did you bring in last year? He said, I brought in a little over $200,000 US.
Wow. A TVS student.
Yes, an electrician. So this is what I'm talking about. Even other students that got graduate degree that are teaching, they don't make that kind of money. So we have to put premium on labor, not because the person is a plumber or the person is an electrician, so you look down on them. People in Liberia, everybody wants to wear suit and tie. They don't want to go to work. Where the money is in like construction.
But Mr. Gayman, the opportunities in the US too is, and I will say this to you though, I will say this, like the location to get an impact to play. Where you do those different programs, it get a serious impact to play. So for the US, that is it's very
No,
it's
but
very normal.
I disagree
You
with you
know.
because in
Mhm.
Liberia, I just pulled up uh, uh, RFP, right? Request for proposal to build a fence around my house
Okay.
uh, in Tinga Village. I have an
Mhm.
acre there, so I wanted someone to fence in all the entire acre, four lot.
Mhm.
And I think I got four estimates here. The guy that is winning the contract quoted $14,700. That's about $15,000 due to fence, right? And other people quoted 17,000. So there are money to be made in Liberia when you have the kind of skill we are talking about, like
No,
building. Okay,
no, skill is even in Liberia, Mr. Gamer, you can even be in Liberia, you work in the US, but it's the skills.
that's
You
correct.
need to
So
have the skill. Yeah.
I got my nephew. I gave him a scholarship. He was a Stella Marie, did 5 years electrical engineering. He graduated.
Yeah.
Before he graduated, he was hired, okay, in the private sector. And then he just called
Wow.
me. He said Stella Marie have hired him to become now instructor there, and he get in. So now he got two jobs. So what we are saying here is we have to tell our young folks, this
No,
government.
I think Labra, Mr. Gamer, we place too much emphasis on degree.
Yes.
And it's not bad. It's not bad, but this thing where and it's very easy. Yeah, like for one example, Mr. Gamer, the requirement to get a bachelor degree is just 3 years.
Two.
And that's 3 years, not two,
Okay.
3 years. Yeah. So there are people, for example, there are some schools here. When you defend your thesis, you will have to wait for a year to do your graduation. So some people don't want to wait and just be sitting for whole year. So what they do, they get into another bachelor or master program. So before you check somebody, it's easy to get degree nowadays. Before you check somebody get one master, one bachelor's, or two master, two bachelors. But at the end of the day, Mr. Gamer, if you're not engaging into extra learning activities to be able to add something into your resume, it's going to be hard. Liberia is not going to be like that where everybody will just go. This is the only country, Mr. Gamer, I see somebody will graduate, they ask you for a degree. Nobody asks in no country, Mr. Gamer, anybody can ask people for that degree. You ask for people resume, and then in a resume, if you get a degree in accounting, you highlight that degree in your account in your resume, and the skills you acquire through getting that degree, you put it into that resume. But Liberia, the first thing they ask for, like your degree, bring a copy of your degree.
And
You know, Even the men get experience about that being a degree.
but anybody can even make that. But now talk about why you guys are here today. Let's talk a
Yeah,
little bit about why you guys are here.
again, I don't want to, take no guys' functions, but he's saying you'll be on shortly. I don't know if you guys are close enough. If that's the case, we can
No,
maybe.
but talk to us about
Yeah, but we
your
actually
experience
wanted.
in,
Yeah, we actually wanted to have a
who
conversation
the
about
we? Who are the we?
the leadership elect, the
Of
inaugural
what?
committee.
I want to know
I
the
think
name
the guy.
of the organization.
I think the guy is in the guy is in audio. That's NS, right?
Yes.
Yes.
NX.
Okay, you say you should bring it on. You already there.
Okay.
So, and if you're listening, just put a video on so they can see you.
I'm not seeing anybody in backstage. He's on for on audio. I think he's muted on audio. He need to put a video on. He's on. He's not
And as
past
you
stage.
get
He's
it up,
on.
you say your phone giving you hard time. So I think you're using a
Okay, so
machine.
just go ahead, brief us what's going on, what's the name of the organization, and what
So
is it you guys are doing, what's the
the
goal and the
the
mission of the
Liberian
organization?
the Liberian community in Rwanda, uh, for short we call it LIPCO. We had an election sometime in July, and we won as a team, Team Eka. But now election is over. We don't want to be using team name, so we won. On the 24th of this month, which is going to be next Sunday, we are going to be having our inauguration here in Rwanda, in Yanza. There's another district in Rwanda called Yanza. That's where we're going to be having inauguration, and we are inviting people from Liberia. We have some lawmakers who are going to be here, and we're inviting some special guests. And even on this closing argument, one of the panelists will be here too as well. I don't want to call his name before his arrival, but he will be here
Oh,
for the inauguration. So we are sharing letters, our invitation, and maybe in the next few days, Mr. Gayman, you'll receive yours. Susan too will receive her own, so she can
uh-oh,
tell the president we have to come.
uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, but we actually intend, Mr. Gayman, to build a very united and supportive Liberian community, because we noticed that uh, whenever we call, for example, at the end of every year, we always have the Liberian, a big Liberian gathering where we showcase different cultures, we play different sporting activities and all of that. But in the last 1 year, about let's say 10 or to 15% of the community's members, have not even been attending. And we have about 2,000 plus Liberians in this country, but they don't attend for events. Or maybe that is because the leadership we've been having in office, they've not been doing things that can motivate Liberians to come out to participate in different programs. Because it's very, very important, Mr. Gayman, that when you are in the diaspora, you are in a foreign country, it's good to unite, yeah, because the essence of us being here is not just to come to get a degree to go back home. It's to network, to connect with one another, to support one another. Because there are some Liberians here too, and this is some of the challenges we're going to be taking over.
Hold on right there, hold on. Let me welcome the queen here, Miss Susan Wange. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Gilman. Thank you.
Excellent. I know it's morning over there, but it's all right. You're looking beautiful. So it's not, you didn't just wake up. If you woke up like that, then you are a beautiful woman. But Seleke, your sister is here. Susan is here. Uh,
Susan, welcome,
Susan,
Susan.
I want you to chime me on what he's saying here. I noticed our division, our separation in Liberia carried all the way over. Can you imagine over 2,000 Liberians? And they can't hold together to support each other. I mean, we took the erratic behavior from Liberia, we carry in other people's country. What your take on that?
So what are we talking about? Can you go a bit in details? I hear Siriki saying something else and you're saying something else,
No,
so I'm quite
Seleke
confused.
is talking about the Liberian community in Kigali, where he's at. The
In
guy,
Rwanda,
Oh,
in
he's
Rwanda.
he is in Rwanda.
uh-huh.
The Liberian community in Rwanda, they're trying to get together.
Uh-huh.
Seleke and his group, they were competing for the presidency and they won. And they are now getting ready for the grand installation and all of that.
Inauguration, yeah.
But they said they got over 2,000 Liberians in Kigali, in the Rwanda area, and they are just having it difficult for them to come together. And I'm saying to them, they see rotten attitude we got in Liberia, divisiveness, they take it to the other people's country. You
Oh
are me.
wow.
So I mean, you
I'm
just
not surprised, Mr. Gilman.
why
I'm
not?
not surprised, Mr. Gilman, and I'm not surprised, Vicky. I'm not surprised to hear that because this is not just where you are at the moment, and it's not just America. Even Australia here, we experience the same thing. Um, I think we take the politics really, really personal. That it is very hard to bring us together. very hard to even run leadership with among ourselves. I really don't really know. Sometimes I sit and ask myself, and sometimes I don't even think it's just Liberians. I think it is Africa as a whole. We have issues. We really do have issues, and this thing is. I'm not surprised to hear it, Mr. Gilman, because in Australia here, I think when I came on and when we were talking about the 26th celebration, I told you that the 26th celebration was really poor here. And the reason why the celebration was poor because we are also divided in Australia here. And we have a huge uh, 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 members of Liberians here, but we're divided basically because of politics. The people take that very personal here. And just a few people that put their hands up and say, you know what, I want to be this, I want to be the leader, I want to be the community leader. Other people are fighting them here. So I'm not surprised to hear that, Sleeky, but my advice to you when you take on a leadership position, once it's a calling, right?
But this internet thing today, look like is everybody's having problem with the internet airwave. But yeah, but Siliki, what so what are some of the things that you are putting in place, you guys are putting in place to hopefully
So,
remedy that problem?
so first of all,
Yes,
I
Sleeky.
was about
Okay, yeah, yeah, come on. You back? You were
Yeah,
frozen there for a while.
yeah. Sneaky, yeah, it's my internet. Leadership is a calling. You cannot fight people who God has, obtained for leadership. So you just have to be strong-minded, make the decision, and make sure you're working with people that you guys are working in the same line, because a lot of them, they will act like they're working with you, but on the other hand, they're biting you behind closed door. But once you have love for it, do not let anybody, suppress what you got within you. Continue fighting for it. Like even in Australia here, the social media thing I do on Facebook, people fight me, but I stay consistent. I'm very strong-minded person. So you just continue doing what you're doing as long as for you know the purpose of what you're doing. Just do it with everything you got within yourself. Don't even look at the other people. You will always have people that will undermine your effort. You'll always have people that will just be out there to do the little talking behind closed door. But I just want to let you know that this is not just where you are. It's just it's everywhere.
Great.
yeah, you're right.
Before you come in, let me give her a teaser here. I know she would like to talk about it. The Supreme Court ruled in your favor today. The CDC won at the Supreme Court today. Susan, I know you come here to tell those folks who were out here dancing that CDC was dead. I know you won't be disappointed in rubbing it in their faces because you said it. You said the party is not a building per se, it's in the heart of the force, and we are fighters. We'll fight. And you were right. You guys have been fighting, and the Supreme Court agreed with you that there's more to it than that. I mean, CDC was not treated fairly.
Yes. And our this is something within our close, some of the executive members of CDC, a lot of some people came up with the idea of, let's just back up, let's back off, let's go and do what we want to do, let's go and open our, build our own headquarters. And I saw some members, some of the executive members saying that we can't just do that. They will not just cheat us for nothing. Let's fight. And I know seditions to be a fighter, and we were able to stand our ground. However, whatever the case is today, we still need to build our own headquarters, because the hauling and pulling is just too much. We still have, more time to go, like till 2029. So within that time frame, we can come up with something very great. I think you guys saw the picture that we posted on Facebook, where people came out and said that AI picture. That was just a you know, when you're trying to build a house, right? You have to, you know,
Mhm.
come. I'm not a builder, but you have
Mhm.
to plan. You have to come up with a planning, and
That's
that
right.
is exactly what CDC got in plan for our people. So, you know, UP took that out of proportion. They say that however you guys see it, this is how our new CDC building is going to be. But you know, um I was happy that the court, you know, rule in our favor today. However, I think to just, you know, bring an end to all of this, we have to just do what we can do and come up with our own building.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll be coming back to her because uh, I was here and a lot of folks, even most of my friends from the other side, they have planned the burial, the obituary, the after party, the repast. They have planned the CDC burial and they were dancing already. In fact, a friend of mine, Dualu said, Jerome, I will take the chainsaw and cut down the tree at the sycamore. I want to cut down the tree. He said, I will get $2,000 so I can take the chainsaw and cut down the tree. That's how much I hate these people. So, Dualo, wherever you are, I'm going to tell you why you wrote, and that's what. But I'm coming back to you, Susan. Let me welcome Ernest Wallow. Wallow, how you doing there, sir?
Yes, I'm fine.
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and well, you told us a little bit about yourself already. We know you are a Bassa man from Riverside. You're doing law. All your Bassa people, you're like law, basically law,
No,
law, law.
I'm cool. I'm not Basa, I'm cool.
Are you from Riverside? You were born and raised in Riverside?
No, I'm cool, man. I'm not Basa, man.
But when
Mr. Gilman won't claim you. Oh.
no, but listen, the Bassa rub off on him. True people don't let law business. They let see business. They man, I
No,
can't take law. You see,
I'm
Bassa man law.
cool.
So
I'm cool. I'm
tell us
cool.
what's
No,
going on in what you guys are doing in Rwanda that you want to let us know about.
well, on the 24th of this month, the 24th
Okay.
of August, we will be our induction ceremony, which is called the inauguration. The new leadership will be taking over, as Sidiki earlier said. I think currently he's the vice chair for administration elect. So on the
Okay.
24th of August, they will be taking over. So that will be the third inauguration for our community here in Rwanda, for Liberians here in Rwanda. So as part of the program, we will also be having let's say fundraising program, because what we noticed is that there are some Liberian students who are here, they are not in school. Reason being, some of them they came on politician scholarship. Some politicians went to the children parent to them that because election we just from election a few years back, they went to the people, we offer in scholarship, send your children abroad to study. And those children they came here, unfortunately, the politician lost the election. And after losing the election, they abandoned the case here. And they are here in a very strange and not going to school. So what we're thinking about is that we are all here to succeed. We are all Liberians, and we understand what it means to travel, especially leaving your family, coming all the way here for foreign education, just to be, let's say, let down by somebody. So we thought it was that how best we can organize ourselves, organize some fundraising program, see how best we can help some of those students, and we have been doing it over the past time. I think if you follow the news, few months ago, we had Kehleboe. He's the owner for SC Facil. He was here. He gave 5 year scholarship, 5,000 every year. Hopefully by next month, that program will be kicking off. So in our inauguration program, we thought to see how best we can reach out to people to see how they can be of help to some of the students that are here. So we've been doing that as well. And also Rwanda, Liberians are trooping every month, every intake. I think in September, we'll be receiving another batch of Liberians. We are here in numbers, over 2,000 Liberians they are here. So in a country we don't have an embassy and no consulate here. So what we do is that we organize ourselves as a community that the government here will at least recognize us. Maybe when there are issues in our community, see how best we can reach us. So we've been doing that. So the 24th of August would be our third inauguration. We'll be putting very new leadership into power. So hopefully that's what will be happening over the month.
Susan, any question for the young folks?
Yeah. Are you guys inviting leaders from every political parties? How is this going to be?
Well, for the invite, it's not based on political party. I think we are inviting Liberian from every sector. Yes, some Liberian because we know coming from Liberia, yeah, we are student community. We don't have the resources to transport people. In fact, we are the one begging, asking for help, so we'll be able to help our brothers and sisters. We are here, so we send out some invitation, and we hoping that this week or by the end of this week, maybe we can have some positive response from some of the invite we have sent out to people to attend the program. So it's not based on political party.
No,
We're
no. What she
inviting
meant was,
Liberians.
are you going to, like you said, you're going to invite everybody, people, whether they're from the CDC, because what's happening here is you don't want to leave anybody out and say, oh, they invited the UN, UP people, they invited the CDC people, but they didn't invite us ANC or CMC folks. So why she's hoping that it's something that you have to be alerted about. That you got to be intentional
Yeah.
and make sure that if you're sending 20 letters to CDC, send 20 to ANC, 20 to UP, make sure everybody is represented equally. So they don't say, you're favor one person. That's what she was saying. Is that you guys looking at it that way?
Well, I think from our side, what we see right now, we see Liberia more of seeing CDC, Unity Party, or whatever political party in Liberia. So when we invite people, we invite them as Liberian. Maybe, for example, if we choose to invite President Boakai, if he will be available, we invite him as the president of Liberia, not as a partisan of Unity Party. Even our own sister Susan, if we are inviting her, we invite her as Susan, who is a Liberian, not Susan, who is a sedition. So we try not to mix it, with party because this program is for all, Liberians. We don't want people to from other political parties say, "Oh, the other people are there. We're not going there," or the program was intended to promote the other people. No, we are inviting Liberians, people who are available, who can come and be help to the Liberian community here in Rwanda. Yeah.
And when is this program? Because I just heard Siddiqui about invitation. Preparation is very important. And I'm not somebody who once people are not prepared, you want to send invitation, it has to be done way ahead of time. So when is this program again? Because yeah.
So the program will be on the 24th of August, this Monday, 24th. But we have been preparing.
Next weekend?
Can
Yes,
you
but
imagine
we
this,
have been
Mr.
no,
Gilman?
we have been preparing ever
24th
since.
of
We have been
August.
preparing.
You're not
Yes, we have been
serious.
preparing. No, we have been preparing
Imagine.
ever since.
And you guys are having it on the 24th of August, and you
Yes.
expect to send invitation to me or any.
Mm,
How,
So okay, so let me explain this.
let me help you. When was the election?
So the election was held in July.
Okay, so yeah, so but why so close? Because July is less than a month now.
Yes,
Why you guys
because
didn't give yourself enough time? Because the ticket to Rwanda is kind of a little costly. People have to save their money, and when they come to the fundraiser, they got to give you something.
mhm.
But anyway, why so quick?
So we have our own constitution, our own statute that
Okay,
governs the affair of the community. So any
okay,
day after the 24th, it means that the current leadership they will be out of their mandate has
okay.
provided by our statute. So, like for example, our sister Susan, she may not be able to come, but
Or money can come.
money can travel. Yes, or money can travel. Money can travel.
Well, that's good. Now let me ask you this one. Since you guys are coming into power, you got over 2,000 folks. You don't have any legal representation in Rwanda. Don't you think it would behoove you to appeal to the Liberian government that at least a consulate be established there because you have the number? Can you make that case?
Yes, so that has been part of our negotiation with the government back home to see how best we can have a consulate here. We've been working on that for years now, but it has not been any positive sound. But over the
Well, it's frozen. Susan, talk to us about what's the issue in because I heard the Liberian community in Australia is huge. So what's the issue with the divisiveness that we just can't get over?
It's basically, like I said
Is it
earlier,
is it political, tribal, or what? It just
no political. We don't fall into that tribal stuff here. I'm one person. I'm not even like I don't have the whole trap stuff on my face. I see all Liberians as one, but it's political. Mr. Gilman. We have the CDC and the UP stuff running all over here in our blood, and to the extent that when I embrace their occasions here. Once they see me, the name they can call me the CDC girl, the CDC girl here. You give our puppet hard time too much. So the leadership here is divided because of politics. I'm telling you. And that's really bad. The politics that we're doing in Liberia is not just affecting the country, but Liberians around the world. So it's political. Yeah.
Seleke, you know, uh, definitely you guys are prime for a consulate, if not an embassy, but you definitely need representation. What is it that your administration is going to do to make sure that at least that would be a major accomplishment that you have legal representation? You got 2,000 over 2,000 people.
So, Mr. Gayman, having a consulate here is it's kind of complicated because we are on a public media. So I don't want to say something, create a narrative. At the end of the day, we're not able to achieve it. Will not be good. So the past leadership that are about to turn power over to on the 24th, they attempted doing it. And one of the things the Rwandan government told them to do is to assemble 5,000 signatures before they can even go into the conversation.
Okay.
So we are just 2,500. And right now, as we speak, the 2,500 we have, that is just an estimate. You don't have that active number that are very, very, very active into the community activities and all of that we can actually identify, but we just estimated. You see, so that number the government of Rwanda asking for is too huge, 5,000. Maybe it can happen because a lot of Liberians are coming here on a daily basis because the schools there they are very affordable, all of that. So maybe in the next 1 or 2 years it can happen. If we reach that number, that's something the leadership can point towards. But one of the things the past leadership achieved, the police director, the RG, he played a visit here during the outgoing leadership team. And when he came here, there's an officer who sent in a leave to come and study leave. And he was doing a master here in the same university I studied. But he just completed a master. So when the police RG was appointed, he wrote the police RG asking that he wanted to be reinstated. So when the police RG came here to have a meeting with the Rwandan National Police, so the police RG recommended him to be the direct representation in terms of crime. Whenever Nigerians are involved with crime, they should be able to contact him, how we can be able to solve some of the issues that we are facing here. Because a lot of time Liberians, some Liberian students they are here, that people will send them to school, to come to school, they'll not go to school. To even renew that visa, and the people when they know you get visa, you're not attending classes, or your visa expired. The next thing is deportation. They don't joke with that. And so we get a lot of cases of that. We get cases where, Liberians live in slum communities. Even though the rumor is out there like Kigali say, but in every country there are bad people. Sometimes they will face issue where people will go and rob them up, and then in order to get redressed immediately from the police, it's kind of difficult. So that guy now is serving as a mediator between Liberian students here and that of the police. So that is what we are. But one of the issues that we try to address, Mr. Gayman, is that this going election, there were a lot of lawmakers that sent Liberian students here to come to school. And they went to election, they were defeated. Some of those people, they want to go to school, they're really, really serious for education, but they're out of school. Because those lawmakers who lost elections, they can no longer continue to support them. You see, and they are here. They can't go back. They don't even get any supporters in Liberia that can even buy ticket for them to go back. But they're here. You
Wow.
see, and some of the people that are in a final year, they just need a year or semester to graduate. You know, some of them they've already different, but they don't get money to pay graduation fees and all of that, and they are here. So we try. This is why we're doing this inauguration where we can invite special guests, do some fundraiser, raise some money, and then we the leaders, you know, because we too now we students, we're not working. So what we intend to do is to tax ourselves on a monthly basis. At least if that's $10, we can pay as due as leaders because we have the NAC, the National uh, uh, Executive Committee, the NEC. Then the National Executive Committee is comprises of 12 members. Then each of us will pay $10 monthly. That's $70 per month. You see, so if we do that for 6 months, that's a good amount. The money we can generate from the inauguration, we can be able to tap in those Liberians that get issues with school fees. Some of them are already trouble. We can identify them and get them by the school so they can complete. You know, because this is the goal. And we intend to get in touch with different organizations that the organization I spoke to you about, that, you know, I did some training with them, you know, to get them to come and have a career fair with Liberian students and kind of be able to show them the way to do application for Liberian students to be able to enroll into that program to build up some skills for them. And these are the different options we are thinking about. But it's kind of crazy. The issue of unity, Mr. Gayman. And I will close on this. You will see Liberians, all of us we are all Liberians. But you will see certain group of people going on the side calling themselves NIMA Student Association. Another group of people on the other side, Vassal Student Association. And then the other people on the other side, Riverside, on the Southeastern Association. All those different associations. You check the USA is there. In Australia, I'm sure it's there. You know, and for me, I see this as bringing division among us. The fact that we are out of Liberia, we all should be Liberians. There should be no need for a group of people to go and find a chat room, put themselves there and call themselves NIMA Student Association, you know, kind of distancing themselves from the rest of the other Liberians. When we can do that kind of, you know, we can form that kind of organization. But when we in the diaspora, you know, in a country like Rwanda, you know, we should all unite as Liberians. We're not already plenty. Then you won't find different sub, you know. So these are the challenges, but we intend to have meetings with the different groups, you know, the NIMBA students president, the BASA student president, and the rest of the other organizations we identify. We intend to have a meeting with them, if possible, to include them, you know, into this process so that we can be able to solve some of the issues that Liberian students have faced with. But unfortunately, you know, the public relation officer, I don't know, NS, okay, NS is back.
He's back. Okay,
Okay.
you got a caller here. Your name
I
and where you
really
calling?
want to.
One
I
minute,
want to ask you a
Susan.
question.
Susan,
Okay.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay.
Your name and where you calling from?
Yes, this is Kehleboe Gongloe. I'm following the show. I just want to make my 1 cent suggestion to Seleke and this group. You guys, it's a wonderful program, and it's difficult living in foreign land. So, as a word of suggestion to you, as you prepare to raise funds, I would suggest we invite the guys who control our money in the country. You can invite Jeremiah Kuhn, you can invite Pewee, you can invite Abochie, Elusu, Thomas Fathers. I just spent $18 million on you center. You can invite those people. Those guys have been stealing for our country for years. Invite them. Then they can get some money to us. Because these guys have taken our money. That's how government can invest to have quality education in Liberia. That's why you guys are in foreign land. Okay? So they should come there and get us some of the money. They don't go ask for Susan, nobody. They'll go ask it who've been stealing for long. Then they come and get us some of the money. You don't have to be in Liberia. All I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much for your Oh,
Mr. Gayman, let me just say something to what the caller said about inviting some of the names that he called. I think as part of our efforts to help Liberians here, I think we have extended invitation or even invited most of the people. You know, one of the things that really, really bothers me a lot, I don't want to call the person name, but as we go in on, I think history will remember us. It's somebody I remember when that person was in opposition, how they were so much about youth empowerment, about the young people, they were about everything. But now they enter into government. Imagine students from Rwanda, we send our communication explaining everything about the program, what we want to do, what we intend to do. That person wrote us back and said, uh, like you in like bro, I will pay for my ticket.
Oh,
I will pay for my hotel. So I was like, if we had that money to buy a ticket to and fro, pay lodge you, we just take that money to help. But we're reaching out to you. The communication we sent to you was very clear that we need even your, let's say 50, because yeah, for example, if you like $50 US, you exchange it would be around like 70,000 Rwanda francs at least.
okay.
That can be a help. Like, assume that, let's assume that maybe 10 Liberians just support the program with 50-50 will be around like 500. If we exchange that 500, it would be around like 700,000 Rwanda francs. That 700,000 Rwanda francs can pay a student's year that school fees for a year, whole academic year, which is very, very much affordable. So if we have that kind of money, you think when not invest it, maybe help see how best we can help students here, we would do instead of us just paying somebody from like road buying a flight ticket to and fro doing everything. So the reason I say this is that we people, especially we Liberians, we only see things wrong when we are on the other side. Once we start, with the power that be, everything we ever talk about before that we thought it was wrong, that we thought we could change, at the end of the day, it becomes meaningless. We having such a program like this, I think people in Liberia who want to connect with the community, want to know what's happening, want to know, Liberians are out there, over 2,000 Liberians. What driving Liberian going to Rwanda? How can we help? These are things. But most time you talk to these people, they don't respond to you. Like the other men say, oh, they were all majority black and minority black, and after everything, they're going to get back to us. Up to this day, I've been no response. So we have rated most of these people sending WhatsApp messages, they don't respond to it. But however, we can't give up. We continue to push, continue to see how best. Because our goal is to make sure that we have some of our brothers and sisters back in school, that are coming here will not be in vain.
Wow, that's a noble cause. Susan, maybe we need to take this up on your platform, every platform. If everybody can adopt one of those kids who are in a senior year or those who have graduated, just waiting for their graduation fee, or those kind of people who are almost at the end, just to push them across the finish line. I think when you do it that way, every one of us can take one person and say, you know what? Okay, you in your last semester, I will take you across the finish line.
I
If you can,
wanted to ask a question though with Seleke, but I'm pretty sure
yeah,
Ernest
he's
can
here.
answer
Mr.
that.
Wallo can answer too. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, the question here is he mentioned um that the previous government sent a lot of
No,
students
not
to.
previous government.
No, not government. That says some politicians.
People, politicians.
Politicians.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
said
Some.
government people,
All
Because
right.
I said
Yeah, yeah.
politicians.
Sorry, my
because
mistake.
United Party people lost some of the election, CDC people lost some election, ANC
No,
Yeah,
people lost
yeah.
I will
election.
not say that,
Yeah,
Susan.
yeah.
Like,
No, no,
like lawmakers.
sorry, my
Yeah, like
mistake. I
lawmakers.
take that.
Uh-huh.
Some
Yeah,
lawmaker,
Right.
send
yeah.
send some of these guys out there to go on to study, right? But the question here is that you're saying that a lot of them are out of school. They're some of them are just waiting to graduate. When you are in Rugana, is it Rugana, right?
Rwanda.
Rugana,
Rwanda.
Ru- Rwanda,
Uh-huh.
as an international student, are you not allowed to work or do anything?
No, you are not, Susan. Even
Yeah,
the people,
that.
the citizens themselves are looking for
Because
jobs.
Australia international students can work. You can
uh,
work while you're
Australia
here.
is far ahead
Australia
of
is
Rwanda
different.
now.
So you can do little side hustle. It's illegal.
Oh,
Oh
it's not yet.
wow.
even
It's not
even
yet.
the
It's
even
very hard.
the citizens here, even the citizen Rwandese. One thing we should understand: Rwanda is an African country. They are in East Africa first. Let's get that understanding. It's not in Europe. It's not in America. It's not anywhere. African country. Like the only difference between Liberia and Rwanda is just the system. That's all. We are pretty almost the same. Our difference is that they have structures and we still trying to get at that level. So in terms of international student here, no, once you're international student here, you don't have a job. Maybe like Sidiki said, maybe you get some online something or whatever. No, that's not the case here. Like Australia,
Yeah,
no.
it's on a low percentage. In fact, there's
Yeah,
no job. Yeah,
Oh
no job
wow.
for
yeah.
Imagine
international.
we have international students in our country selling and doing anything in Liberia.
Liberia got no
That's
system.
why in Liberia.
Yeah.
Liberia got no system.
I beg you, man, Susan, don't do that, man. International, you get international students in Liberia.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anybody
we
Regarding
do.
who
Why
we
you
got
say?
who walk across the border,
Sidiki,
hey,
Sidiki,
you're
Yeah,
Sidiki,
international.
yeah.
we have international students in Liberia. Let me tell you what makes it different. Liberia is the only country where international students and national students they pay the same school fees. They pay everything, they do everything the same. But yet there's a dichotomy between international students and national students.
Of
We know that,
course.
but in Liberia, we don't have that structure. So you can notice it. But we have Nigerians, we have Sierra Leone,
No,
Nigerians
Guineans
but
living
who are
there.
in
So many
our
Kenneth,
international.
the
universities.
international student we get in Liberia, maybe, Nigerian men, what go hustle? They just Nigerian.
They are still international
Yeah.
students.
They're
Whether they
not
go
citizen
hustle,
of the
But
country.
the
Yeah.
only problem we have is that we don't have that structure
Yeah,
that will show that that difference that will show that demarcation say yes, these are international students. In fact, in our universities, our schools, we don't have policies for international students. We just consider everybody to be national student, but yet there are policies for international students. I think you say
yeah.
yeah.
So how do we make our contribution?
Yeah, so Sidiki serve as the visit. One thing we want to say, because first the Liberian community here in Rwanda want to make the, like I was saying, we are very should I say, organized people. For example, we have our social media page, we have our website where people can go and access information about the community. Yeah, Sidiki, who is on the platform, and also the current visit he led by the 24th, he'll be inducted into office as the vice chair, the second main command. So he's here, he can link you people with other and members of the leadership. We have our financial secretary, we have our treasurer, whatever way you can help. And one thing is that we are very open. It's not that I know should I say like room with pop things where people can just do things anyhow at the end of the day. No. One thing I always say to people is that if you are in the student community and you eat student money, just know that anytime an open book, your name will get in their mind that yes, this man, when I was in school in Rwanda, the person and ate my money. So whatever thing we do it in a way that's very transparent, that everybody will know that this is what happening. So if you want to connect with the leadership, Sidiki is here. He's one of the member on the leadership elect. He can connect you with other people and see how best we can. You people
let
can
me
help.
let me give you an idea, because fundraising is what I did for most of my life. If you were to categorize the students, right? Let's say you say we got 100 students who were on politician scholarship, and all 100 of these kids are now lingering in the town. They got no, they in their senior year. So these kids need to graduate. They got one more year, or they got one more semester. They are 100. We need 100 people to sponsor one of these kids each. Susan would take one. I would take one. People would take one. It would be easier, or it would be an addition, because it is just difficult to find that somebody has struggled from freshman to senior year, almost at the end, and then somebody dropped them. So somebody would feel sorry for them to just push them over the finish line. If you
Mr. Gilman,
yes.
I'm not trying to interrupt you. Sorry.
Mhm.
When you say we should all take one of those children or the grown ups that have gone there to study,
Mhm.
I think it's unfair to make such a statement, because those children are Bwaka children.
No,
They're Bwaka children.
it were Baka children, he was sent for them already. People stuck.
Like bring children over there at Baka children.
Remember some children listen, some children
if we want to help, we
UP
will
scholarship, they key on CDC scholarship, they key on AFC scholarship. So they are Liberians struggling to make it. So we shouldn't say black guy.
This thing is yes.
Some other people
we want to help. I will help. It's a good thing that you guys are doing. But the president of our country supposed to step in and make, these are the things that we want the government to be involved in. Because if we take each other, if I have to take a 30-year-old woman to say, oh, that my own child is supposed to be responsible for you. No, I'm not supposed to be responsible for you. The government of Liberia is responsible for them, but I have to help them. Just a helping hand.
Sure. That helping hand is, I'm in my senior year. I just need one more year. Help me. Let me finish so I can go home. That's all we are asking. Go ahead, sir.
So, Mr. Gayman. So part of the thing we want to do as the new leadership will take over is that to see how best we can engage national government. At least, let's assume if the government in their budget can just say every year we just send a little over 10,000 back to, let's say, to Rwanda to support the student community every year in their national budget. I think such an amount will go a very long way. One thing I can always say to people is that whatever we learn here in Rwanda, it's not so much about us. For example, like you were saying, oh, Pastor people like law bene, right? So now we try to attach me now back to my country. It means that whatever I learn here or whatever knowledge I will acquire here in Rwanda, I will not stay here with it. I'll go back to Liberia to see how best we can impact our community. So let's say, for example, if the government in their budget say yes, every year we will send 10,000 United States dollars in our budget to support the student there. That money alone can do a very great work for student. Yeah, nothing we basically Liberians are here for apart from those who are here working. We are all here to go to school. So, for example, if our government supports us in that area, I think over the next 3 years we have people here graduating in different disciplines that will be a help for our country, tomorrow. So part of our, like I said, part of our own engagement as the new leadership will take over. These are some of the things we try to work on. But first that we want to do is, step by step. Now we have a leadership, we have a constitution, we have that system of internal control to see how best we can control our own local resources. Today we are on the platform trying to reach out to Liberians who are listening to us to see how best we can help. So we are still hopeful. I don't want to use the same word my sister you Baga children. I think they are Liberian children. Even smaller students we are here. My students, there are some students here who came on members, some politicians from the CDC. They are here on their scholarship. We don't want to call their name on this platform as well. So
and that's what I'm saying. They're from one of the we
don't want to. So that's why I said earlier we don't want to do the Bwaka whosoever thing. We just want to do it as Liberian thing. So at least it'll be open for everybody. So I guess after the show, people will start to come in and see how best we can help the student. Because if we start adding CDC children, University children, we all know how politics is like in our country. People can.
One of the things that I would suggest, I mean, these are different ways beyond just the money. Because, for instance, if you have a student from my district, right? I'm from Buchanan district, okay? And you give me one or two names that these kids came from Buchanan district, and they are here struggling. I would pick up the phone and call Matthew Joe, who is a very good friend of mine from the Buchanan district, and I would tell him, Honorable Joe, even though you didn't send these kids, but they're from the area, you need to help them. So if we knew, like you, even from, I don't know what district you come from in Riverside, but I could pick up the phone and call G. Smith and say, Honorable Smith, we got kids from Riverside in Rwanda, they're struggling, can you help? When you do it in that way, because it would be very difficult for the entire government to do something, but I can target individual lawmakers to help people from their district or from their area. That's what I'm saying. So it would be almost impossible for me to ask these people to pass legislation to put us in a budget. But I can tell Matthew Joe, listen, we got 2 kids here who really need your help. You can help them out. This is what I'm saying. Those are just some of the, we can skin their cat different ways. That's what I'm saying. So if we can find out where they come from, we can actually appeal to these folks, bring some of them on here and say, come on now, even if you're doing a war, those of you that were in a war, right? When you're running and you see some child, struggling along the way, you don't ask them, who your parent, you just grab the child and you run to safety. So if Matthew Joe can help anybody, whether you from Nima or whatever, if you had the hand to do 5 kids and only 2 from Buchanan, the other 2 you can help them from Nima or somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. These are different ideas that we can put forward to make sure that you guys get all the help beyond just the $50 somebody can send. If we can do that in addition to what you are doing, we can help a lot of these kids. But you got to have numbers. It got to be fair. We want to say we got 50 kids here, or 50 young men, 50 young women. These are the school they're in. This is the level of school. They are senior, junior, whatever. Their sponsorship has expired. They're just hanging around, and then we go from there.
So, Mr. Gayman, what we intend to do, we have I think about 6 preferences of district in this country that Liberians are studying. So, as a new leadership, we intend to at least help 2 students from each of those districts, 2 every academic year, because the number is too much. And as a new leaders, we don't want to come and get promise, start
Everybody.
something big, that may not be achievable. But once we are inaugurated, because currently now school closed, school should be opening by next month, other
September.
school,
Yeah, September.
September or October. Other schools will open October. So at least this new academic year, for some of our brothers who are almost in our final year, we intend to help at least if somebody in Kigali going through a lot, we identify 2 students that are really in need of that. We help that person go to the next district, we help another 2 students. Each of the districts in Rwanda, we intend to help 2 students each from a place. We don't want target huge number, so 50 students will be here. No, no, no. It will not be realistic. Some of the people say you connect anyway, it will not be possible. The 2 asking for is just to get them in school. The issue of food, that one, you can be living inside somebody, the person can put you can count your share, that one of food and nothing. And the school fees in the country, in Liberia, we pay school fees per credit. While if it comes to school fees in Liberia, it goes about 900 to 1,000 plus, depending on the kind of credit you carry. But yeah, the whole academic year, Mr. Gayman, 700 can pay somebody whole school fee for the whole academic year. So if we have that money, as a leadership, we identify people in each of the days, even at one student, it will be okay for us. That's a starting point. One student from each of the district, if we can get that, for this academic year, it will be a plus for us. And basically these are the cases we are making. But I understand Susan point, but some of those people that reach
See?
out to us say, you don't even know the pattern before. You don't know. Yeah, because it came to
You
me
guys are misinterpreting my statement
No,
again.
no, every time.
Susan is a
No,
politician. You hear what she's
because
saying?
what I'm trying to say here, I think you guys are getting this wrong. Um, the reason why you Liberia, whatever good that you guys do over there, right? It goes on Liberia. Whatever bad you guys do, it also goes on
from the country.
the government of Liberia. So if you guys were over there doing illegal stuff, they start deporting Liberians. The first person the president of that country will call will be the president of Liberia, right? So my brother just said just 10,000 to add to their budget so they can be able to help you guys. That's not any type of issue the government of Liberia supposed to even hold back on. So this is the reason why I'm saying when you are a president, you are the father for every one of us, right? So I'm not just saying this because I want to push politics into it. I'm saying
So
this because
I think
you
I
guys,
agree with you.
we are
Yeah.
all everywhere, even in Australia here, we are all under one umbrella of the president of Liberia. That's why when he said when Donald Trump said good English, the only thing they took out there, the word took out there was our country and the president. So adding like 10,000 in their budget every year to help you guys. That would be great because 10,000 is what exactly for a whole government of Liberia? Absolutely nothing. So the people
Susan,
taking a
Susan,
whole cabinet of 40,
I'm not cutting
40,
off, Susan.
40
I'm not cutting
members
off.
in Japan. Then that,
1 minute,
you know,
1 minute, Susan, I'm
hmm
not cutting off.
yeah.
It's good to recommend to us to get into the government. We wish we could get an opportunity to get into for them to help us. But just look at the university students, Susan. The government are putting money in the budget for university students. Like where you're in Rwanda, they will send money to Liberian students to help. Even the
Why
government
not?
students that are in Morocco going to school with government scholarship, they can take care of them, for example. But we will do that. We'll try our best. As Ernest said, we are trying our best to reach out to people in government, to see how we can get help from them. But again, our country is a production country.
Seleke, what district are you in, Monrovia?
I was in District 2,
Who is your representative?
Sekou Kene.
Have you reached out to Sekou Kene?
I will try to reach out to him.
Good. Very good. You want to make sure you do that. Young man, reach out to your district representative. I'm going to reach out to mine. And before you leave, make an appointment to get on Susan's show. Do a budget, okay? If your goal is to raise $10,000, do that budget. And then after your event, see how much of that. Don't be afraid. Even if it's a failure, don't worry. If you accomplish 10% or 15%, at least you know how far you got to go. And then you can go back to Susan and say, you know what, we wanted 10,000, we got only 2,000, we got 8,000 to go. And then we all can rally around, make sure that happens. But you got to have a goal. Not just we want to help students here and here. What is the budget? What is it that you want to do? But the way to do this is, like we say back home, charity begins at home. So I will reach out to my representative and say, Matthew Joe, we got kids here from Bassa, they're in the place that they're struggling. We need help. Can you help? I know he would definitely help because he's very generous. We got people in Bassa. The last time I saw Senator Nyobli Kanga sent a bunch of students to Rwanda. Okay, and everybody was dancing in Buchanan. We can also go to her and say, even though it's not a student you sent, but there are other students or other people saying they are struggling. So can you include them in your scholarship scheme? So we can skin their cat different ways. Though there are other representatives now in this government that are giving scholarship to kids now to come. Now those kids who have been dropped by other folk, we can ask them, can you add these kids onto? So I mean, you got to be creative in when you're doing fundraising. There's something we call a gift in kind. You may not want to give me cash, but you can add this kid onto your scholarship. Okay.
Right.
If
And
you
one
can,
more thing
go ahead.
I want to say as well, because I've done a lot of fundraiser on my platform. You also need to push this. You guys have short period of time. One thing I would say, being on closing argument and being connected with people like St. Timothy George and Mr. Gilman here, my brother Sylvester, Nagbe, and the rest, that is a privilege alone. All
including
right.
yourself, including
So
yourself as well.
including myself. All right. It is a privilege. So what you guys have to do right now, they also need to be able to reach out to other people with big social media outlets. Let's say Front Page Africa, just to draw this to the government attention as well. All right, Front Page Africa, other news outlets like Gary the blogger or any blogs. You make sure and push this out there so other people can see and be able to help. Because the more this information get out there, the more help you guys will be able to get. I'm willing to also post it on my social media page. I'm not sure about the interview because I'm so occupied behind closed door
Oh,
here.
come
But
on. Oh, come on, man.
I can
Your
try. I don't
Liberian
know.
people dying, and you say you're
Eh,
so busy you can't.
no, Mr. Gilman, I said I'm not sure with the interview, but am I willing to help, you know, publish
So what's wrong with
anything?
bringing them on your big platform you have for 10 minutes? What would it do to your skin?
Because no, it wouldn't do anything. It's just the time frame and the time difference. I'm not sure, but I can try.
Please
I
try.
can try. Yes.
Good.
But
Good.
if you guys, I'm willing to publish anything that you guys have behind closed door. I'm willing to also to make my own a contribution because we're
No, we
all
don't want
Liberians.
anything behind closed door. We want it in the public. No closed door business here.
When I
Mr.
say
Gayman,
what they got behind closed doors, they're asking for it. What they want me to post,
Mr. Gayman, after the program, if Susan get $1,000, that alone, we bring her
you
on
better
platform
let me
here.
know.
Behind closed door.
No, not behind closed door. I said,
Do
if
you
Susan
know
had
how
given
do
us,
you know how big this woman platform is?
no, I know.
Got
Know.
a
That's what I'm
huge
saying.
platform.
That's what I'm saying. If after this program, Susan gave us like $1,000, that would even be like the stage you already put on a platform, which of course I know
Okay.
she can.
But yes,
She can do it.
Don't come put me on spotlight for Nancy. Oh.
No, I want you. Sigi write it on paper. Your Susan needs to get that 1,000 or more. Do it, Sigi.
I'm making it already.
I get quick. Susan will get 1,000.
Don't be saying Nancy. Oh, I beg you.
Thank you, Patterson. Thank you,
I'm
Patterson.
making it right
And
now.
you know, even my big brother that just called right now. What's his name again? That just called Mr. Gilman now.
Kehleboe
Gongloe.
Gongloe.
Reach out to all of them. I mean, they got money. Kehleboe has, I think, 3-4 houses in America. Mr. Gilman seen 9 years. You seen that swim area too. I mean, you guys are already covered. I think this is it. I think being on closing argument is a privilege already for you guys. So you just
Susan,
use the opportunity to just
Siddiqui,
get across there.
the Liberian man said she using my
Here's the
mouth to
thing.
chew her pepper. I ate there. You see what you're doing?
Here's the thing. Part of the reason, or one of the reasons, I think we try to, for example, if you Susan today and just come like we do, just say, oh, I will give 1,000. That, you know what I mean? It creates trust. It's people will be like, Mr. Gayman say, if Susan can get the people 1,000, it means that the people, they are serious people, because Susan's a very
All
serious
the
woman.
BB men and not making pleasure. Yeah. You won't put this.
No, listen.
You're not even telling Mr. Gilman to make a fresh
Listen. What we're going to do, I'm going to send you the number for Leonard Dudu, the guy. You know Leonard Dudu? Leonard was the editor-in-chief of Front Page Africa, but he got a Liberian investigator now. He got his own newspaper. He got a Liberian investigator. Big platform. I will send you his number so you can reach out to him so he can do something for you guys. Because it may not be, because this is a campaign. We call it campaign. It's not just the August 24th thing. We're talking about the whole year. It's a campaign from now to December. You want to raise that amount of money. You want to help that many kids. So it's not just one day thing. We're going from tomorrow to December 31st, and the campaign ends. Then you make your report. How well did you do? And all of that. So you want to get your name out there as often as you can. Any platform, whether the 2-person watching is better than nothing. Just go anywhere anybody allows you to speak and say what you are saying, because I didn't know that people, young people or people period, are abandoned in a foreign country. Okay? Politicians. This is what I tell my nephew and everybody else when they talk about scholarship. Every scholarship that I give, a Mother Pardon or Stella Maurice, if it's a 4-year, you get it 4 years. I'm responsible for it. If you win the scholarship, I'm responsible for it. If scholarship is not tuition, see, in Liberia they get it mixed up. Tuition and scholarship. What the politicians do is tuition. They pay your tuition every year. So when they lose the election, you lost that tuition. But if they give you a scholarship, if they give you a full scholarship, if it's a 4-year scholarship, and you award a 4-year scholarship, you are bound to pay for the 4 years. So when these young folks are going, they should be able to ask, I'm looking for a 2-year scholarship, or I'm looking for a 4-year scholarship. Don't ask, I need help with my tuition. But when a man loses the election, you will be abandoned. But if he pledges or she pledges to give you a full scholarship, that's your like you say, your tuition, your room and board, and books, And some of the scholarship come with little stopping. Like my scholarship come with $25 a month to whoever the student is in Liberia. So you will get your tuition and everything, and you get $25 a month just to, get to school. So you got to be able to make it clear, because politicians will make all kinds of promises.
Mm-hmm.
They got only 6 years. So if you grab them at the end of the 6 years, if you grab them on that year number 5, and they make all these promises and they lose, you only got 1 year to work with them, and the rest you on your own. So guys, let's wrap it up. We got 7 minutes here. Susan, what's going on your platform? What are you talking about? What's coming up next week? You are muted.
You mean my platform?
Yes. What is it? What's going on in your world? What's going on? It's just anything coming on next week that you want to talk about? You want to let us know?
Nothing, absolutely. No, I just been doing a lot of writing instead of coming on live, because the whole live stuff is quite exhausting.
Okay.
Yes, I'm so busy behind closed door here, like so busy. So I'm trying to tune down the going live. Hopefully next year. I will definitely start next year. So the only place anybody who wanted to see Susie is on closing argument. This is where we come and open and close the argument. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. And
Excellent.
Seleke and my brother Ernest, I'm proud of you both. I mean, you guys, we're here to support you guys, even though, even though Bwaka is our father, he needs to come in and do what he needs to do. But definitely, whatever I can do in my little power, I will definitely do it to, to support you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Listen, Wallo, our former father, George Weah, don't forget to reach out to him too. So it'd be fair. you talk about the present father, you want to talk about the past father, you know what I mean? So we have to
for
reach
me,
out to the CDC.
Judge Weah is still my father, so he's now formal for me.
Well, what we say. So you got 2 fathers now. You got stepfather and the real father. So you living good life.
Again, thanks, Mr. Gayman, for the opportunity. Since we started this journey, in fact, from the campaign to now, Mr. Gayman has been very, very supportive. He even donated, which I share with the team, $100 during our campaign period. I shared that with the team, and the team is fully aware of that. So thank you for all your support you've been doing. So this is not just a today team, Mr. Gayman.
And Mr. Gayman was here for CMCU, for ANC.
yeah, but he's always supportive.
So we got to see everywhere. Got to see.
Yeah. So we really appreciate it. And Susan, you're not always here. So how do we get in touch with you again? To make a follow up. Whether we'll go on your platform or we'll get your
just message me, Seleke.
Just go on WhatsApp.
Just message me on Facebook, Seleke. I'm very active with my inbox. So once you message me and ask for my number, I will send you my number.
No worries, Susan. No problem. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you too. Thank you.
Good. Mr. Wallo, you're about to comment.
Yeah, again, let me say thank you. I think apart from just coming up here to talk about what's happening in Rwanda, I think this is something I will forever remember. To sit on the same platform with Mr. Gayman and Susan, I'm one of the very big follower. And I never thought I would have this opportunity, to share the same stage, with you and the rest of the people, or even to be on the closing argument. So firstly, personally, I want to say thank you to you, Mr. Gayman. Thank you to my sister Susan for having us on. And we continue to do what we do, not to take any personal glory, but just for the sake of our brothers, because what we believe in is general growth. Like some of us, we have the opportunity to go through our studies, graduate, but it would not be a good thing, for example, if 100 Liberians are here and only 40 going back with BSc. Most of us will see the rest of the 60, the people who are not serious, they are. But the only difference is that they don't have the opportunity like we have. For some of us, if we had an opportunity by now, maybe we have maybe PhD or whatsoever. But however, that's life. But equally so, we have to do something that people will be able to remember us before say yes when I was in Rwanda. I think these are the people who went on the land to make sure that I complete my studies. So that's why we're not trying to contest back in Liberia. We're not trying to do anything. All we want to do at least to make impact in our community. So whatever platform we have to talk about it, we also talk about it, and we continue to reach out to people. So we hope and pray that we have another opportunity again to discuss about the Liberian community in Rwanda in the future, discuss about our program, the scholarship. We all talk about the support for the student, to discuss about it and see how best we can help people back home. So again, the inauguration is the 24th of August. We are reaching out. We want to say this as a call publicly to talk to Liberians back home, people in the diaspora, that we have a huge Liberian community. There's over 2,000 Liberians here in Rwanda, which 90% of them, they are students, but other people are here on jobs, tours or whatever. So we are here. We should not be forgotten. We are also part of the national cake. And whatever benefit we're supposed to benefit as a nation, at least people should also look back on the side. So again, thank you to Closing Argument. Thank you to Mr. Gayman. Also, thank you to my sister, Susan. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And Seleke, please send me names of students from NIMA. At least I can talk to Musa. Say, Musa, these kids need some help. He may be apt to do so. Like I said, we gotta, you can't eat an elephant whole. We can do it piece by piece. If I can talk to Matthew Joe to help those kids from Buchanan if they are there in that particular struggling. I know some folks from district. I'm from Tinga Village, so I know my representative. I can appeal to them. Why can I appeal to the whole government? Because how it is, that one has a whole different animal. But we do it, if we are targeting individually, I think we can get some help. So thank you very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be a sponsor for some of the young folks that are stranded in Kigali, reach out to us and we will be able to give you the information. Some of them just need 1 year of help. Some people need 1 semester of help. Just walk them across the finish line. Thank you very much and God bless. Susan, see you Monday. God's willing.
All right. Bye-bye.